Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Shemal Shai. Double honors and much respects to the men that I learned this truth from, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the real leaders of the nation of Israel. I want to give you Yahweh Shemal Shai Barakatham to the hopefully elect, the sincere believers. All right. And just back with another video, man. Came across this article that I had queued up. All right. And being that, because it's nothing personal. That's what people got to understand, man. It's not personal, all right? Because, if you watch a lot of the brothers from Great Millstone, all right? And even myself, though, let me first say that I'm not a part of any Great Millstone camps, all right? But I do follow after the doctrine of Great Millstone, all right? But what I was saying was, if you pay attention, if you watch the brothers from Great Millstone, all right, and like I said, myself, man, I find myself in the same spirit, all right, because lately, man, the spirit it's just been coming out through the spirit a lot, getting on the women a lot, and because I was gonna say, man, it's nothing personal, if you pay attention to the brothers of Great Millstone and brothers that follow the like-minded doctrine, all right, and how they get on the women a lot lately, as of lately, all right, because like I said, man, it's nothing personal. I have sometimes I have a conversation with individuals around me, whether it be close relatives or even my own woman at times, and a lot of times they can get the impression that, you know, that pretty much, man, brothers be hating on women, and like going back to what I was mentioning about the men of Great Millstone, all right, because they're known as pretty much the camp that they pretty much have the false title of women haters, basically, when again that's far from the case, man, because we love women. A lot of us have wives, daughters, sisters, mothers, and things of that nature. So we don't hate women. All right, we're not women haters. All right, but nevertheless, man, we do hate the state that our women are in right now. Being highly rebellious and just hella proud and whatnot. We hate the state that our women are in right now. All right, so just going back to what I was saying, because it's nothing personal, man. Because like I said, man, the spirit has been, it's just been on a lot of brothers, spirit, and then, like I said, even myself included, man. It's just to get on women, all right. Because for a while, man, brothers, they get on men, they get on other brothers and whatnot. For the most part, the attention has been geared towards other men, and lately, like I said, man, like I keep saying, the spirit is just having it out to where, a lot of us are getting on women, you know, but nevertheless, man, because like I've said this before, man, and I've touched on this quite a bit, and my main channel before I got completely terminated, just going into the topic of women right now, because there's some heavy judgments set out for a lot of these women, all right, because as it's prophesied, 2/3 of Israel is not going to make it, which is a very 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 high number. That's a lot of Israelites that aren't going to make it, all right, and the majority of that number consists of women, because the ratio between women and men, all right, there's more women than men. I believe the ratio is like 7-1, which that's spiritual in itself. But nevertheless, again, just touching on the fact that there's a lot of said judgments, coming to a lot of these women, and a lot of these women, man, they can sense it, man. They can sense the fact that they pretty much, man, a lot of them, they know they messed up, man, and this isn't towards any of the sincere women that wake up to the truth, and they're basically trying at the end of the day to do their part and play their role, which is serving their man for the most part. All right, for those that don't have a man, they sitting back and waiting on Yahweh Shem Yahushua to provide a man, or provide them a man. All right, because for the most part, being that a man, and not just any man, but a man of the Lord, a man that possesses truth, that's pretty much going to be her ticket to salvation. All right, so to the sincere women that wake up to this truth, all right, this isn't for the most part towards any of the sincere women. All right, but nevertheless, man, this goes out to a lot of these these rebellious women, man, these 2/3 women. All right, because like I keep saying, man, there's some heavy judgments, that Yahweh Shem Shai has in store for a lot of these women, man. And just want to get into this article. It's fairly lengthy, so I'm gonna go through it fairly quickly, and I got a few precepts lined up. So without further ado, because the title says "Traumatized Women Recount Alleged Gang Rape and Sadistic Torture in China's Concentration Camps," which is slowly but surely, this will make its way to America. All right, because like I said, on my main channel, which is completely terminated, there was a report. I did a video on an account, I believe is down there, one of the northern kingdoms, in one of the Hispanic tribes, down there in Venezuela, somewhere down there in South America. All right, which those are our people. All right, majority of them consist of the Hispanic tribes, the so-called Hispanic or Latino tribes. All right, because for the most part, man, a lot of them have pretty much been experiencing a form of Jacob's trouble already. A lot of them have been locked up in these I'll just say camps. All right. There's been reports about, gang rapes, and, how a lot of these women come forth about how they've been treated and giving their testimonies and things of that nature. So I did a video on that sometime last year, again, of course, the main channel being completely terminated. All right. But some of the stuff that I seen in this video, this article, all right, I mean, it just, I definitely did report on it, and, because, we're going to read it, of course. So let me get into it. Again, the title says, "Traumatized Women Recount Alleged Gang Rape and Sadistic Torture in China's Concentration Camps." All right. And it says, Chinese women who alleged they were inside China's concentration camps claim that extremely sadistic guards carried out gang rapes and brutal beatings. It says, Quell Bainur Saidik grew up in Xinjiang and spent 28 years teaching elementary school students aged 6 to 13. In 2016, the Saibag District Bureau of Education informed her that she would be working in an internment camp in Xinjiang, which is believed to be a re-education camp for an estimated 1.5 million Uyghur and other Muslim ethnic minorities. Saidik claims that she was instructed to teach Mandarin to detainees. All right, and just doing some research on these re-education camps, because that's what they're calling them. All right, because pretty much what's going on in that part of China over there. Again, just from the research that I did, because this is kind of something that they want to sweep under the rug. This is something that they don't really show in the mainstream media, or this is something like they kind of try to duck off, and try to downplay it, like it's really not a like I said in this article, the internment camp or concentration camp. They try to put the title on it as a re-education camp. All right, but when you look into what's pretty much going on in these camps, which, again, this article is an account of, some of the women that come forth or what's really going on in these camps. Because again, all right, slowly but surely, this is going to make its way over here to America. All right, and of course, they're, going to try to downplay it like they're re-education camps or what do you call them? These quarantine centers. All right, so on and so forth. I'm sure there's going to be many other names in disguise that they're going to try to, put out there to pretty much, deceive the people. But nevertheless, man, those in the faith, man, all right, those with any type of understanding know what these really are and what they're about. All right. So reading on, it says, Sadai claims that on her first day in the camp, she met with about 100 men and a handful of women. They came in, their feet and hands chained in shackles. Sadai told CNN from her home in the Netherlands, I turned slightly. I saw their tears falling down their heads. Slakia, I saw their tears falling down their beards. The female detainees were crying loudly. It says, while in a classroom in the internment camp in the northwest China, Sadiq claims that she could hear detainees crying and screaming from their cells. All right. Actually, because again, I did some research on these, what's the word? Just these re-education camps. All right. Because again, this is a section over there in China, all right? Because basically, man, what they're trying to do over there in that section, man, basically they're trying to get that little section under control. There's because with this individual that came out about what's going on in these internment camps. All right, there's actually a video on it. She did an interview. She wanted to get her. Hide her identity and mask her voice and everything, all right, and pretty much, man, because I don't know if it's in this article or not. Let me just finish reading out this article. So it says, while in a classroom in the internment camp in northwest China, Sadiq claims that she could hear detainees crying and screaming from their cells. Sadiq said a female police officer told her that the male guards would get drunk and brag to each other about how they raped and tortured girls. All right, because one of the things that's prophesied, man, is when they start setting up these internment camps, these re-education camps, quote unquote, over here in America, all right, and you're gonna have these foreign troops over here, man, all right, it's gonna be a different spirit on these individuals, man, all right, because more so, man, the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, he's gonna have his indignation on these foreign troops or whatnot, because these people, man, they're gonna be like soulless, mindless zombies, man, and they're not going to give two shits about, because they already have a disdain for America and Americans, all right, and when it's all said and done, man, these people they're going to be killing for sport without any remorse, no compassion, no pity, nor anything, all right. It's going to be all fun and games to these people, all right. And the thing is, man, elder brothers already go into how a lot of these foreign troops and whatnot, man, they're already here, all right. They're just pretty much waiting on the green light, all right. And being that you got a lot of these proud ass American women, especially our women, these so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian women, just proud whores, man, with these OnlyFans, all right, You know, a lot of these, for the most part, man, the majority of these women, they can't stay off social media. You know, they're posting half naked pictures and whatnot. All right, and best believe, man, these guys are watching, man. That's what that's what a lot of you women don't understand, man. These dudes, man, they're bloodthirsty, man. They can't wait to get that green light, man. You know, because a lot of you women don't even know, man, that you're pretty much, man, you're pretty much targets out here, man. All right. A lot of you women you have no idea that you're pretty much, you're being watched. All right. And it's not like these people, they can't hack your IP address and track your location and all that stuff. All right. These people, man, they have all this information, man. All right. You know, and it's just a game of when they get the green light to do so. Because like I said, man, a lot of these foreign troops, they're already here. All right. They're just waiting to be activated. They're just sitting back, watching you women. A lot of you women just parade yourselves. All right. And these dudes will sit back watching, man. So again, you know, because best believe when it's all said and done, you know, these dudes, man, they're not going to be playing no games, man. They're going to be raping, killing for sport. All right. Like nothing. Because, you know, it talks about in the Bible how a lot of you women are going to become commodities, man. You're going to become like the mire of the streets, man. All right. You're going to be treated like nothing. All right. And amen. Like I said, man, before, just the heavy judgments are said in place for a lot of you women. All right. A lot of you women have some heavy judgments. All right. Because the stuff that's detailed in this article, man, it's nothing compared to what's, you know, when it's all said and done and it's live. All right. This stuff is going to be a cakewalk compared to what's going to be, what these cats are really going to be doing to a lot of you women. All right. But it says, during the time I was teaching in there, I witnessed horrific tragedy, said Sadiq, who is an ethnic Zubek. Then it goes on to say, Tursine Zaya Wudan, another alleged witness of the atrocities at the Chinese Communist Party's concentration camp, said she was sent to the camp despite committing no crimes. She was released after a month, only to be sent back for a 9-month sentence that she describes as a nightmare. Speaking to CNN from the United States, Zaya Wudan alleged that large groups of women were given little food and crammed into small spaces. They were brutally punished for small things like using the facilities for too long. Zaya Wudan said, adding that she was beaten so savagely that she passed out. And, you know, only the Lord knows, you know, what they could have possibly did to her while she was laid out, while she was passed out, unconscious. All right. But either way, whether you're conscious or unconscious, man, all right, these people are getting ready to have a feast day. All right. Especially with a lot of you women, man. It says another time guards forced her on a table where they inserted a stun baton inside her and twisted and shocked her until she blacked out from the pain. A couple of weeks later, she was gang raped by several men, an experience she said happened to her multiple times while in the camps. They were extremely sadistic, causing pain and damage to the body by beating and smacking my head on the wall. Zaya Wudan said it was their way of punishing us. So you see just some of the stuff, the horrific things that are, you know, going on in these camps, man, because like I was going to say, that section over there, the what's this word, man? Let me what is it? Uyghur? All right, because that's another thing that they call this the Uyghur camps. Bear with me as I look for this word real quick. Uyghur. All right, and again, you know, because basically this is a little section that they pretty much are trying to dominate and control. Because again, well, actually might be in this article, but you know, there's a lot of sterilization that goes on. All right, a lot of forced sterilizations and forced abortions and things of that nature that go on to stop reproduction. All right, you know. It's just basically like an area they're trying to control, man, because basically they feel that, you know, that the area is overpopulated. All right. There's a lot that goes into it. I encourage you to look into it. All right. The Uyghur concentration camps. All right. If I said that right, the Uyghur camps. All right. But going back, it says Zaya Dewan also gave an interview to BBC where she detailed her time at the detainment center. She alleged that after midnight, when men who were wearing suits and not police uniforms took women, including herself, down to the corridor to a black room where there was no surveillance cameras. She said she was tortured and gang raped on 3 occasions, each time by 2 or 3 men. All right, and like I said, man, this is going to be nothing compared to what's going to be going on, when it's all said and done, man. All right, because then, man, during Jacob's trouble, man, hey, man, you're going to be seeing women get raped by 1,000 men, 100,000 men. All right, just taking their turn, having their way, man. All right, there's gonna be nothing when it's all said and done. But it says, perhaps this is the most unforgettable scar on me forever. She said, I don't even want these words to spill from my mouth. After the BBC ran the report of rape and torture at the Xinjiang concentration camp, the CCP permanently banned the British Broadcasting Corporation. The Chinese government accused the BBC of not meeting the government standards for true and impartial reporting, adding that the news organization allegedly undermined China's national interest and ethnic solidarity. Mahirigal Turnsun, a member of the Uyghur minority in China, explained her experience at the internment camp. Mahirigal Turnsun, speaking to reporters in Washington, said that she was interrogated for 4 days in a row without sleep, had her hair shaved, and was subjected to an intrusive medical examination following her second arrest in China in 2017. After she was arrested a third time, the treatment grew worse, CBS News reported in 2018. Yeah, because this is something that's been going on as far as these internment camps over there in that specific era. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is something that's been going on since 2014, I think. All right, and like I said, this is something that they kind of been trying to hide under the rug. All right, they've been trying to downplay it. All right, trying to label it re-education camps. All right, when the lady that beginning of this article, they gave her account, her experience, going in there and supposed to be teaching, the what do you call it, because basically, man, what they want, man, is basically, you could say like how do I put this, like I just put it like this, like a new world, a one world order government type deal over there. All right, where pretty much everyone thinks the same thing, speaks the same thing, and stuff like that. Because again, this specific area that they're targeting over there is these Chinese minorities or whatever. All right, and even more so the Muslims. All right, because another thing that I reported on sometime last year, the main channel that was completely terminated, it was about how they're taking a lot of these so-called Christians over there in China. I forgot which part it was. And basically, trying to erase all the, the different philosophies and things of that nature with these Christians. All right, because that's the so-called white man's, that's his philosophy and whatnot. Because, you got a lot of people, you hear about how pretty much, so-called Christians over there in China, they're getting arrested and stuff like that. All right, when pretty much, because I was just touched on the fact that how, you got people, these different nations, man, they're getting tired of the so-called white man, and his different philosophies, which Christianity is one of those effective tools that was used against our people, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All right, that Christianity, all right, and a lot of these nations, man, they're sick and tired of Esau and his poison. All right, so yeah, so that's pretty much because That's pretty much what they're trying to do over there. Pretty much like a new world, or excuse me, like a one world order government type thing. So this is why they're kind of targeting that specific area over there, Uyghur. All right. Um, you know, just trying to figure out where I left off. It says it says Turnson said that the women in the camp were forced to take unknown medication, including pills that made them faint and a white liquid that caused bleeding in some women and loss of menstruation in others. Turnson said that 9 women died during her 3-month imprisonment. All right. And going back to that woman, and the first woman that gave her account in the beginning of this article, like I said, she did a video, saw a video interview that she did. She pretty much went into how they stuck these IUDs in her and stuff like that, pretty much to sterilize her, stop her from, having children and stuff like that. A lot of that was going on over there. And even down there in what I mentioned earlier, down there in South America, with a lot of the, Hispanic tribes, a lot of them were being forced sterilized, all right? Forced abortions, all right? It says the Associated Press printed in June that the Chinese government is taking draconian measures to slash birth rates among Uyghurs and other minorities as part of a sweeping campaign to curb its Muslim population. The investigation discovered widespread and systematic efforts to reduce the minority population, including state mandatory pregnancy checks of minority women, forced use of intrauterine devices, sterilization, and abortion. All right, it says Yu Zhang, a spokesman for the Communist Party Publicity Department in Xinjiang, released a statement on February 1st. There is no rounding up of thousands of Uyghur Muslims, the spokesman said. What we have cracked down on, according to the law, are a few heinous and obstinate leaders and backbones of extremist groups. What we have rescued are those who have been affected with religious extremists and committed minor crimes. The Chinese Communist Party officially calls the camps vocational education and training centers. So again, man, because you're going to hear stuff like that over here. But like I said, man, if you got common sense, man, you know what it is, and you know what it's about. All right. Any type of crisis that comes along. And this is why a lot of women are going to end up getting jacked up, man, because, they're weak in the faith, and a lot of these women, man, they don't have a man of the Lord to have that spirit to guide them. All right, so a lot of women are going to end up just willingly going into these FEMA camps, these internment camps, these shelters. All right, so on and so forth, man. Here it is. They're opening up mass jab sites. All right, so on and so forth, man. A lot of women are just going to end up willingly just going into these things, man. And you're going to hear a lot more, of these horrendous accounts, and you're going to be hearing about all type of horror stories and what's going on in these things, man. What's going on in these places over here in the States, man. Very soon. All right. It says CNN noted that they have no way of verifying the testimony from Sadiq and Ziauddin, but states they are similar to other accounts from victims of the Chinese concentration camps. Ziauddin told CNN, "I am a woman in my 40s. Do you think this is something I can be proud of sharing with the world?" She said, "I will tell them I am not afraid of them anymore because they already killed my soul." On Tuesday, during the CNN town hall, President Joe Biden said, "And so the idea that I am not going to speak out against what he's doing in Hong Kong, what he's doing with the Uyghurs in Western mountains of China and Taiwan, trying to end the one China policy by making it forceful, I gets it." So you see, pretty much, all right, because pretty much, all right, because there is a video, and I don't want to play it because I do have it. I don't want to play it, but pretty much, Joe Biden, he's pretty much backing up in a way, well, because he's being real slick with it, all right? Because he's not praising it, but he's not condemning it, all right? like I said here, man, because Joe Biden is pretty much saying that he's pretty much he's for it, all right. But for whatever reason, all right, maybe because because he did an interview, all right. Pretty much, the interviewer asked him this question concerning what's going on with those Uyghur camps over there, all right. And again, Joe Biden being the slick devil that he is, all right. Of course, he's not gonna just come out and say that he's 100% for it. No, all right. He had to play the part, play the role because like I said, when you watch the interview, he doesn't condemn it, but he doesn't praise it. All right, but um, basically, man, this guy Joe Biden, he's for it, man. Again, knowing and understanding the devil for who he is. All right, that man of sin, he's for it, man. All right, and again, this is why slowly but surely, not too not in the far distant future, man. This again, this is going to be taking place over here, man. All right, and he's going to be for it. Best believe that. All right. But reading on, it says, however, Biden also hinted that some of Xi Jinping's controversial leadership is excusable. Culturally, there are different norms that each country and their leaders are expected to follow. If you know anything about Chinese history, it has always been the time when China has been victimized by the outer world is when they haven't been unified at home, Biden stated. So vastly overstated. The central principle of Xi Jinping is that there must be a united, tightly controlled China. And he uses his rationality for the things he does based on that. All right, so like I said, this guy, Joe Biden, man, he doesn't necessarily condemn it, but he doesn't praise it as well. All right. And like I said, this just out of fear of getting a strike, I'm not going to play the video because I do have the video, I do have the interview, but I'm not going to play it. But it's a question that's being imposed. It's basically asking, did Joe Biden? The subtitle reads, did Joe Biden? Does he condemn or does he? It says something along the lines of basically it's asking the question, does he basically is he okay with what's what's going on over there in with these Uyghur concentration camps? All right, and it's posing a question. There's a question mark at the end of it. But nevertheless, man, I feel it'll come out one way or the other. But yeah, man, all right. Just giving this account, man, or some of these accounts of some of these women, man, giving their horror stories or what they're experiencing in some of these concentration camps. Because again, one way or the other, man, this is coming over here, man, and a lot of you women, man, you're in trouble. All right, because a lot of you women have played the whore proudly. All right, a lot of you women, man, you just don't care. All right, and again, man, that's something that the Lord doesn't take lightly, man. Here it is. You're supposed to be the daughters of Zion, man, the princesses, right? But again, man, here it is, man. Y'all, because, hey, man, the scriptures talk about how our people, they become complete degenerates, all right? And just look at the state of our women. Like I said before, man, it's not necessarily we hate our women. All right, we love our women. We just hate the state that they're in. The mind frame, the mindset that our women are in right now. That's what we hate, man. All right, like I mentioned, man. Our people have become complete degenerates. But our women, man, they're so far gone that the only remedy for a lot of these women, majority of these women, is death, man. That's the only remedy. These women are too far gone, man. And this is why a lot of women are just going to end up dying very, very horrible deaths, man. So get into a few of these precepts, man. All right. Because the days are coming, man. The vintage, a lot of you women, man, it's gonna change. The Lord's about to bring you a lot of you women to nothing, man, to naught. All right, because pride, destruction always comes with pride, man. And you, like I said, man, you women are just straight up prideful. So Isaiah 32:7, we'll start there. Isaiah 32:7, it says, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. All right. And the grand scheme of things, more so more so going into the mob, Revelations 13:16-17. All right, but nevertheless, man, anything that Esau puts out there is evil. All right, and it's for your detriment. All right, and that includes when they start opening up these re-education centers, these vocational training centers, or whatever title they want to put on them. All right, best believe that's going to be to your detriment, because just like the accounts these women gave, all right, they heard other individuals, more so women, screaming from their cells or whatever, all right, being taken into black rooms where all these different men having their way with them or whatnot. All right, I mean, you just heard some of the horrible stories. They had the little stun batons or whatever being stuck up inside them, right, until they passed out, being shocked until they blacked out and stuff like that. All right, and like I said, man, this is going to be nothing. This is nothing compared to what's really going to be going on when it's all said and done, man. All right, and like I said, being that a lot of you women, man, you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai on you, all right, or you're not dealing with a man, you don't have a husband that Yahweh Shemel Shai is dealing with, all right, because like I said, that he's going to be your ticket to salvation. And being that a lot of you women feel you don't need a man, all right, a lot of you women are just going to end up willingly, just like sheep led to a slaughter, man. You're just going to willingly go into these centers, thinking to be in a safe case, when in reality, man, that could be the worst decision you make in your whole life. All right, because like I said, man, they could put whatever title, vocational training centers, shelter, whatever title they want to put on it. All right, like I said, man, if you got common sense, you know what the deal is, man, and you know what's going down in these different places or whatnot. So jumping down, verse 9, it says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. All right, and like I said before, man, because the spirit has been on brothers, man, and to get on you, get on these women, man, because these women are hella off, man. They're out of control. All right, and like I said, man, there's no remedy for majority of these women other than death. All right, but the day is coming, man. You're gonna face your judgment. All right, this message is to you women. All right, verse 10, it says, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail and gathering shall not come. So you see that, man, and this has already started. All right, last year, majority of the people that lost their jobs were women. All right, and even now, with the crime rates going up, you hear about domestic abuse is going up. All right, a lot of women are getting offed, or getting jacked up, beat up, or whatever, getting robbed, stabbed, raped. All right, and the thing is, because there was a point in time where you would have someone to feel sorry for you, but the days are coming and we're coming into those days where people, man, they're not going to feel sorry for you, man. All right, because the scriptures talk about that, how things are going to be happening, man, and there's not going to be no one to pity you. All right, because this is going to be a dog world, man, and everyone's going to be trying to get in there for himself. All right, so if you're about to get raped by a bunch of men or whatever, all right, don't expect the next man to look over to try to help you, man. All right, in fact, he might join the what do you call it, the entourage or whatever. He might partake in it. All right, because again, the Lord's gonna have a certain spirit out here, man. If something might happen, you might lose your leg or whatever, man, and you're not gonna have no one to mourn for you, no one to care for you, no one's gonna pity you. All right, because those days are over, man. And like I said, man, that's already started. Because you got something called the MGTOW movement, men going their own way. Because a lot of these men, they're tired of you. A lot of you women, man, they're tired of your shit, man. These men are tired of your shit, man. All right. This whole I can do bad by myself attitude, right? There's been reports, articles coming out about, transgender in sports, men playing in women leagues, all right? And I be making a statement, man, y'all want to be equal to men until it's time to be equal. You know, because you got men joining women's sports, competing in women's sports, and they're getting ragdolled, man. All right, I saw something about a big ass man, transgender man, um, playing in a women's rugby sports, right? And he was tearing them women up, man. See the woman all bloodied up and black eyed and bruised and stuff, you know. And even with that, with the MMA fighters, right? You got transgender men fighting and getting in the cage with women breaking the nose and whatnot, right? And again, nobody feels sorry for you because again, you want to play the role, you want to be equal to a man, where you want to be equal until it's time to be equal. So nobody's gonna feel sorry for you, all right? And that's just on a small scale, all right? Because again, man, when it's all said and done, man, and the real danger comes, all right, no one's gonna feel sorry for you, all right? No one's gonna comfort you, all right? Because the Lord's gonna be killing a lot of these men too. A lot of these simps, the Lord's gonna off them too, all right? These wannabe pookies and ray-rays and drug dealers and whatnot, the Lord's gonna be killing them off too. So there's not gonna be anyone here to mourn you or anything. But also because when you read in our Revelations, when it talks about let me get it real quick. Revelations 2:10, it says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So, because it's prophesied, some of us, all right, some of the members of the elect are going to be thrown into some of these concentration camps and whatnot, and tried for a certain amount of time, a certain time period, all right. So going back to this, being that again, some of us are going to be getting locked up in these centers or whatnot. All right, Isaiah 32:10, it says, "Many days and ye shall ye be troubled," because again, a lot of you women are going to be end up getting locked up in these concentration camps as well, man. All right. But the difference is, all right, if you don't have the hedge of protection from Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, hey, you're gonna be partaker in these horrific and horrendous things that are gonna be going on in there, man. You're gonna be a recipient of it. It says, "Ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." All right, so this whole OnlyFans, all right, all that makeup and all that shit, man, the Lord's going to take all that away, all right? Majority of you women are going to be reduced to nothing, all right? It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease." So this is the message, from Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. You women, if you don't want to get right, you don't want to humble yourself down and find yourself a man of the Lord, then, hey, this message is for you. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. So you see that, man? Because the Lord, with tight booty shorts and all that, man, the Lord's going to take all that away. All right, you women are going to be reduced to nothing. All right, because that's one thing that Yahweh Shemel Shai hates is a proud look. That's one thing he hates. All right. And again, the majority of you women are proud as all hell. There's no remedy for you other than death. All right. So I'm going to continue to go through this fairly quickly, man, because got to get back on the plantation. Just get this real quick. I wanted this. Zechariah 14:2 pretty much says the same thing. Isaiah 13:16, it says, "Their children," Isaiah 13:16, "Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished." So you see, basically that word ravished just goes into rape. All right, like these women giving their accounts of being raped by multiple men. Well, again, that's going to be nothing compared to what's going on in Jacob's trouble. All right, you women are going to be torn apart, man. All right, like I keep saying, man, reduced to nothing. You're going to become a spoil. You're going to become a mire of the street, man. You're going to become a commodity. All right, you're just going to become a thing, man. I think the scripture says mire in the street, man. You're going to become like shit, man. You just reduced to nothing, man. If you could imagine that, being reduced to nothing. Imagine nothing. You know, if you could picture that, just imagine nothing. That's what a lot of you women are going to be reduced to. All right. You know, but nevertheless, man. All right, because again, you know, these guys, man. For the most part, man, if a lot of you don't get, you know, if a lot of you just don't willingly, you know, walk into, you know, one of these camps or whatever, all right, because the scriptures talk about how, man, when the burning wrath of a great multitude, man, eventually it will get to a point where these people, they're going to be coming door to door, you know, snatching people out their homes, separating families and whatnot. All right, and a lot of you are going to get hauled off. A lot of your children are going to get hauled off into these concentration camps, and you're never going to be heard from again. All right, you know, so only God knows what's going to be taking place. All right, you know, because like I said, man, they're going to be killing and raping for sport. Your children, all right, you know, newborn babies, it don't matter. Grandmas, grandpas, man, it don't matter, man. All right, because the Lord is not a respecter of person. And again, you know, because ultimately this is judgment from Yahweh Bashem El Shai. You know, so a lot of you just going to be end up becoming spoils, man. All right, your vintage is going to change, man. You know, lamentation, death, and woe, man. You know, this is what's in store for a lot of you women. All right, you know. So, hey, man, you know, when they start hearing, when you start hearing about a lot of these concentration camps and whatnot, man, hey, man, a lot of you women, man, hey, man, you have no idea that judgment is being set for you, you know. But like I said before, man, if you're one of the sincere women that have woken up to the truth, woken up to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and you're trying, all right, you know, keep the faith, man, and keep praying for you know, mercy and forgiveness from Yahweh Shemel Shai, and pray that He sends you a man of the Lord, man. You know, because you don't want to be partaker in what, you know, these other women are about to, you know, what the Lord is about to send them over to. You don't want to be a part of that, you know. So, with that, giving all acknowledgement and all credit to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Again, double honors to the men that I learned this truth from, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, Lord's will, I say shalom.